This brand new Phaze 5 has my stock kind of starting drilling up here. A tall 5 to 5, about a 5¼ inch pin for me. Obviously it's about 2 inches from my VAL. Like I said, this one smells like blueberry crumble. The one thing that is very different about this is it has the brand new Reacta gloss finish on it. So it is polished again, and let's see how it looks out on the lane. I'm gonna do my traditional 1 game uninterrupted. I'm going to talk my way through it. You can watch it go down the lane. I'll explain what I'm seeing and maybe help you see what some of the same things. And at the end, I'm going to throw it up against some of the best balls on the marketplace so you can decide where this fits in, not only for me, but for you in your overall arsenal. Whoa, that's in. Whew. New house shot here at Louisville. For those of you that watched the Night Road video, this is, there's probably 30% more volume on the lane right now than there was. And the puddle has definitely gotten deeper. So, well, the Night Road hooked, I was probably 5 or 6 left with the Night Road on that house shot. On this here, it would go pretty straight actually. Like I said, traditional low RG, big flaring core, a hallmark of not only the Phaze 2, which is one of the best balls of all time, but a lot of the greatest balls ever made tend to be those same type of numbers. Low RG cores that are symmetrical. They roll good on a lot of different things. And that's something that's definitely different on some of the other house shot stuff that I've bowled here. When you used to get it there, it would either hook a lot or it hooked not at all. So we stayed away from that. Now the puddle's pretty deep, so you actually want to get around it. One of the biggest differences about this than any of the other Phazes is that it has the new Reacta gloss on it. It's 1500 polished, same thing we've seen a lot. In the Storm line, but we haven't seen this Reacta gloss yet. And this is what replaces the old polish that that came under fire. That one I got a little too far right, a little quick. And left the fast 8. On the hop. Fortune's not really my best effort so far. Trying to hit about 13. That was a little in. You see that puddle's really deep now. This is a little bit unusual for what we see here. It's a 20-year-old HPL surface, actually almost 30-year-old now. So it tends to hook a little bit in the front, especially these wood approaches, so it's cut back into it. Once you get past it, it tends to be pretty tight. That's even further in. Just an execution wizardry right now. So, hey, you want to see what a ball does when you miss? This is, I'm going to show you all of it right now. Missed way right and way left. All right, I'm going to move 5 left and throw it slower so you can get an idea of what this does. Obviously, that doesn't work.
I'm just going to say, welcome to Louisville.
Ha. Well, the good news is this ball still retains energy, has that long continuation window that we've seen a lot in the Phaze line in general, and really in a lot of balls coming out of the Storm plant for quite a bit. Love how that ball, even though it's slowed down and rolling, and obviously I don't play as much angle as some of the younger guys do, but it continues that shape and it's still going that way, even through the pins. So That's a shape I really love to see. Now I'm sliding 30, looking about 17, so. Got in a little bit and still made it through the puddle, so that's good news. So I'll move back to where we were, like 25, more like 12, 13. There you go, that was almost on purpose. As you might be able to tell, I'm breathing hard now because a full game of bowling does that to me. But you notice in the reviews, not everyone's in peak physical condition like the Beef and Barnzy channel, so they can't all bowl like this. I'm going to move another 3 right and get firmer so you can get an idea what this does too. In that case, just a little bit too strong in the front. Need a little more time in the back. There you go, 236 with a Phaze 5. Well, the most obvious ball to throw up against a Phaze 5 is a Phaze 4. One in the marketplace very long, also 1500 polish, just a different polish. Obviously it has a lot of yellow in it, which in theory, historically would tell us would make it hook a little bit sooner. But let's see what it looks like. So far that was in the puddle a little bit, and that's where the Phaze 5 got a little bit longer. That one rolled through it. Now let's try and throw it a little bit right. See what it looks like when you get it to the bump. Wow. Came off of it, got going forward pretty quick. So I would say definitely the Phaze 4 rolls a little sooner than the Phaze 5. These balls, I think it's going to be an easy. You're going to hear a lot that it's basically a Phaze 5, that the Phaze 5 is a Phaze 4 replacement. It's exactly the same ball. I'd say even from those 2 shots by itself, you can tell that's not really the case. I'm going to go ahead and move 5 left now, and let's see what it looks like when you move in. Got a handful of that. Now I think it probably rolls in the oil a little bit more, but it's going to be a little bit smoother off the dry. So overall a little less continuous, and in the big scheme of things I think the Phaze 5 is going to go a couple of feet longer and probably end up about the same amount of overall hook, but you're going to have more angle through the pins with the Phaze 5. Now another ball to test up against the Phaze 5 is the Zen, and this has very similar core numbers within a point basically either way with both RG and with differential. So a polished 1500. This is one that came 4K fast that I put polish on. We're going to stand in the same place that we did with the Phaze 5 and see what it looks like. Maybe just a touch sharper off the dry there. This ball has been one of the best balls, well, it's been one of the best selling balls in the history of 900 Global for sure. That in the reality, a shiny ball that hooks this much is a rare thing indeed. So we're going to move our eyes just a little bit left and see what happens. A little longer, a little less responsive, or a little more responsive, but in this case, it responded to that oil. My early thing after just 2 shots would say the Zen is a touch more responsive and gets just a little bit longer than the Phaze 5. Now we're going to take that same move where we move 5 boards left, and we're going to go around it a little bit and see what this ball looks like on that. again, a little bit longer. So in this case, I'd say the Phaze 4 is a little bit earlier than the Phaze 5, and I'd say the Zen is probably a little bit longer than the Phaze 5. And so far, that's where I see these balls kind of fitting together right now. Now, another good ball to test up against is Zen Soul. We've seen a lot of this lately. In some cases, we're seeing people compare it to a Phaze 2, and that's kind of where I've used it as myself. This one's become lane polished, so it's basically that 1500, 2000, and it's lane shine now. So starting that same spot as you did with the other balls. What you're seeing in general is I think that one starts up a little bit sooner than probably the Phaze 5, the Phaze 4, and the Zen in general, which you kind of expect. It doesn't come polished, so it's probably not a super big surprise. Similar core numbers again in the 248, 050 range. I'm going to move a couple boards left now, and let's see what it does on this. And that's in the puddle. That's where the stronger, a little bit stronger cover stock, a little bit duller cover stock comes into play. So a little bit better on the wet dry. We'll move in 5 more on this last shot and get an idea what it looks like from in there. Again, this is a couple more left of where we were with the Phaze 5. So overall, I would say the Zen Soul probably hooks 2 to 3 boards more than the Phaze 5. It's going to be 2 to 3 feet sooner and a little smoother. So if you're on some place where they're a little drier, got some hook in the front, the Phaze 5 will be much better. I think the Zen Soul will probably come into play if you have more oil in the front, more volume overall. That duller cover will help you get through that. 5 from Storm, 248, 051, 1500 polish with reactive gloss, and smells like blueberry crumbles. Watch this and more videos and see how this ball compares to everything else in the lineup on the Beef and Barnzy channel. We'll see you next time.